Welcome to my calculus tutorial playlist. In this video I want to give a basic introduction to calculus and talk about what calculus is and the two main goals of calculus. Okay, so calculus is basically mathematics of change. So let's say in pre-calculus we have things that are mainly static, such as velocity, constant velocity. The velocity isn't changing over time. And in calculus we can have instantaneous velocity and changing velocity over time. And in pre-calculus we have the area of defined geometric objects, and in calculus we can calculate the area under a curve between 2 points. Okay, so we'll start with the first goal of calculus, and that is to find the instantaneous rate of change of a curve at a point, or basically the tangent line problem. We're trying to find the tangent line to a curve at a point. Okay, so in pre-calculus we'd have something like this. So let's say we have this random curve. Okay, so now let me change colors. Okay, so in pre-calculus we'd have a curve like that. Okay, so now we would be able to compute the average of this curve, the average rate of change. Let's say between these 2 points here. So this line touches a curve there, and it touches a curve right about here. So in pre-calculus we would say, okay, well, we have this curve defined by f of x. Now, what's the average rate of change of the curve between these 2 points here? So the slope of this line, this secant line, tells us what the average rate of change of the curve is between these 2 points, or basically how quickly the slope is changing. So right here you see it's going a little bit down, then it starts to level out, then it starts going up. So what is the average of that change? Okay, so now in calculus our main goal, one of our main goals, is to find the instantaneous rate of change of the curve at a point. So that would be something more like this. So this curve touches here, this line touches the curve here. So now instead of the average rate of change, we're asking, okay, so at time t is equal to 7, what is the rate of change of this curve? So we're not looking for an average, we're looking for instantaneous rate of change of the curve. So the slope of this line, the tangent line, tells us what the rate of change of the curve is at a single point, rather than the average of 2 points. Okay, so now we can say the second main goal of calculus is to find the area under some arbitrary curve. As long as it's defined by some function, we should be able to find the area under the curve between 2 points. Okay, so suppose we had this curve, not a regular shape, that we have formulas for. So now let's say here, what is the rate of change between there and here? Our horrible lines. Okay, so that's better. Okay, so now how would we find the area between these 2 points? A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 10. So this is the second main goal of calculus, to try to find the area under some arbitrary curve defined by f of x between 2 points A and B. So we can't do that in pre-calculus, and definitely not in algebra. We can't do any of those sort of things. Okay, so that was the basics of what calculus is and our main goals in calculus. And so in the next video I want to talk about limits, what they are, and how to find limits in a few different ways. Limits form the very foundation of calculus, and without limits you can't get into things like differentiation and integration, which are basically what defines the two problems that I just showed you, the tangent line problem and the area problem. So limits are extremely important, and it's worthwhile to learn those very well before you move on. So in the next video we'll begin talking about those, followed by some example problems which I'll work out for you, and hopefully I'll teach you a lot. Alright, thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.